everyone, welcome back to my channel. Life is Tiff Knows It. Tiff here, bringing you a recap of my eBay business in May 2026. Let me tell you, May did not start off very well, but it did end up being a good month in some ways and a month in other ways. So let's get into it. Okay, so I am recapping my sales based off the performance page on eBay. And in the month of May, I had a total of 32 sales, which is the biggest amount of sales I've ever had in a month. So yay! I have a higher quantity of sales. My average sales price per item was $22.23. Sorry if you can hear the thunder. There is a storm happening outside. And my net sales, maybe I should keep the net sales until the end. So I do want to recap the things that sold this month. So let me get into where it shows my sales. Yes. So as we start out recapping May's sales, the first sale actually happened on May 4th. So I had a 3-day span where I didn't have any sales, which I was a little bit bummed about, thinking I'm starting off this month pretty slow. So the first sale was a Dreams of Glory book. This was my grandma's book. I did not make a ton of money on this. My net profit after all the fees and everything was $3.18. And then next up, I had listed a pair of flower plates that were my mom's for years and years and years, my parents. And those were listed quite a while ago. I was happy to see these go. I sold them for $12.44. Next up, I had a NASCAR flag that my dad had kept. I don't know if he was a fan of that NASCAR driver or if it's just a gift to him, but I earned $10.10 on that. Very easy to ship. After that, I sold, oh my gosh, this was a Gold Star digital multimeter tool of sorts. I have to tell you, this was such a stressful sale because I could not find this item, which is just the worst feeling. I had to go on a trip, which I was excited about the trip. I went to Estes Park with a friend. It was kind of like a glamping experience. But the whole time I was thinking, gosh, what do I do if I can't find this? Did I accidentally donate this? It ended up being in a different spot. I do recall now putting it there, but it was a little bit stressful for my husband and I to find this item. And so I want to avoid that feeling that I got. I earned $20.20 on that. It shipped on time. We're all good. So yes. Next up, I sold a Dorothy Eden book lot. I believe it had maybe 7 books in it for $18.52. Thought that was a good sale. Everything was free to me at this point. I sold a golden sleeveless top that was definitely vintage. It was new with tags. I can't remember the brand on the top of my head. I got a buyer who asked me a question about it, but then bought it before I answered the question. So that was a little confusing, but I sold that for $10.40. Next up was another item that I have had for quite some time. It's called What Became Of, and it was like a 3-book lot. And I'm sure these were my grandma's books. They were, easy to ship, and I sold them for $10.55. After that, this one was a tough one. So I found a textbook for $1 at the thrift store in Estes Park, and I thought it was a really good find because it was still plastic wrapped. It said that on AI that I'd be able to sell it for $60. I thought this is perfect. Someone came in at a really low offer of $15 or something like that. And I'm like, gosh, I'd still make like a $14 profit or a $10 profit. And I said, no, at least I want 20. And I should have just waited because I think that would have sold. But I did counter offer at 20. The person accepted. So I made $13.75 on that. I do think that is minus the cost of goods, which was $1. Next up, I had sold a bird decor item that was my parents', completely free to me. I accepted a really low offer on it. I don't know. I want to hear, what are your thoughts on accepting really low offers? Because I kind of sold myself short this month. I got a lot of sales, but they didn't sell for much. So I don't know. I'm kind of feeling conflicted about it. That sold for $8.50. Next up, I had a lost DVD set of seasons 2, 3, and 4. And I also accepted a really low offer on that. I believe the offer was $15. After fees, I made $10.51. Thankfully, my shipping costs are completely free. Like, I have bought a few shipping supplies because I wanted to, but I've had shipping supplies that I've needed this whole entire time. So it is pure profit to me. I just wish I would have made a little bit more on a lot of these sales. I sold a car part for, after fees and everything, $23.53. The car parts are kind of a mystery to me. I'm just selling them. They were my dad's. And yeah, another car part sold. These, I've not been telling you guys the dates, but now we're up to May 17th. So the 2 car parts sold that day. One was $23.53. The other one was $17.64 is what I made. I also sold an Old Navy shirt that was mine when I was probably in college. I was so grateful for this buyer because they left me a good review, even though there was a hole in the sleeve that I missed. So I did message the buyer before shipping it, just saying, hey, can I give you a better discount on this item? Do you still want this item? She was great. She said she's going to sew it. We're all good. Next up, I sold a Rockies beanie hat, that was, free to me. I got it at my daughter's birthday party. After that, I sold my jellyfish computer cover, I'm happy that I at least made some money off of that. I was really bummed when we updated computers at work. I had to get rid of my cover because it didn't fit the new computer, and it was my favorite cover. So I'm glad I got $7.06 for that. Next up, on May 21st, I sold my Jasmine pillowcase that was from Aladdin. It was definitely my pillowcase when I was young. I made $11.77 on that. When I was helping my mom move, I came across a poems book from the 1950s, and I listed it and sold it in the same day, making a profit of $6.49. After that, on May 24th, so it went from May 21st to May 24th, another stint of no sales, which was sad. I sold another car part. It was a power antenna mask for $36.19. On the 25th, I sold a DVD bundle. It had 7 DVDs in it of my dad's favorite movies. Well, I don't know if they're his favorite, but movies that he owned. They are all kind of themed around war. And so I sold that bundle for $12.11. I was happy to get that out of there. On the 27th of May, I sold a Bible called Every Man's Bible. I did take an offer on that and sold it for $11.09. On the 28th, something sold that I actually sourced, which was a Lauren Conrad blue butterfly shirt. I believe I paid $3.50 for it. And taking that cost out and the fees, I made $11.80. I am pleased with that. I am trying to get more comfortable with sourcing items, and so I was happy that that sold. Right after that, on the 28th, I sold another Ralph Lauren, but it's Ralph Lauren striped shirt of my dad's. That was a 3XL shirt. It had a stain on it, so I'm very pleased I got $10.31 for it. And then the 29th was just the best day because it was my last day of work. And then I continued to just get so many offers on things. I don't know if people just get paid on the 29th. Maybe they get paid a little early from the 30th. But my shop was going crazy. I had an amazing day on the 29th of May. So I sold a long sleeve flannel Blue Mountain brand shirt for $6.06. That was my dad's shirt. Then I sold a my Motocraft pressure switch, so another car part, for $16.74. After that, I had a Polo Ralph Lauren flannel shirt that was sold for $3.93. Oh, that was my dad's shirt. Sorry. The one from before, the Ralph Lauren, that was my grandma's shirt. Sorry. So I did not make much for my dad's shirt, which is fine because it has that big stain on it. I also sold on the 29th a Fleetwood Mac record for $7.65. Someone bought ant bait from me, which I just think is really funny. And I made a profit of $5.32. And then also on the 29th, these are all on the 29th, I sold a book about Ben Sport, which I had for an incredibly long time. So I'm really happy that that sold. I made $3.99 on it. And then May 30th, I also sold some serving dishes, some periwinkle serving dishes. I'm not sure if I should include the sale that I got. Well, I'm shipping it today, so I'm going to include that just in the June sales. So with all of this, accounting for all the fees and my cost of goods, I made a total, if this is correct, of $331.95 this past month in May on eBay. I would love my profit to be in the 400s or above. However, you know what? That's what it is. And I got more sales. I'm at 100%. I am listing more things. So I am okay with how May went, especially the number of sales I got. So that's my recap. If you like this type of content, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. That means so much to me as I'm trying to also build my channel. I have struggled to be motivated to do YouTube for some reason, and this really does pump me up when I hear comments, likes, or anything like that when my subscriber count goes up. I have not forgotten about crafting. If you're following me for crafting content, there's going to be more coming up. I am going to be signing up for a craft show probably today, which is going to light a fire under my butt to get crafting too, because I love to craft. I just got done reorganizing my craft room. It's more of an office space now, which is great. And there's going to be more to come. So thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye!